Hello everybody, Kate here today with another Jurassic World Reborn exhibit build, and today, due to popular request, we are building a Smilodon exhibit in a brand new section of this world, which you can kind of see in the right side of the screen there. We're going to show it off more in the exhibit showcase. You guys will get a better view of it there. But yeah, I decided to kind of set up a whole new area. This is right behind the T-Rex and Dreadnoughtus. Kind of figured, since all the rest of the dinosaurs seem to be expanding out the other side of the park, why not throw the Ice Age stuff over here? You know, we got lots of free real estate here still, so yeah, let's go for it. So yeah, due to popular request, we're just doing the Smilodon first, and I'm pretty happy with how this build turned out. It's kind of a mix, I'd say, between some of the previous big cat exhibits I've made in Wildlife Park and some of the more recent herbivore builds we've done on this world. I think it does turn out really cool, and I really like the what is it called? The viewing area for this one. It's not necessarily the most complex or anything. It just, I don't know, it worked well, and I kind of like the shape of it. It's kind of a fun little build to do. But yeah, this is also, quite funnily enough, the one exhibit I think I did actually properly size, and that's mostly just down to the fact that it's pretty similar in, the Smilodon in this mod's about the same exact size as the one in Fossils and Archaeology, so I already kind of knew what I was doing, which was kind of nice. It wasn't like most of the dinosaurs in this mod where I have absolutely no real scale to build off of, or like I'm bad at building to that scale, so yeah. Anyway, you can kind of get a better view, I guess, there of the entrance I worked on. So this is going to be its own individual park with its own individual wall going around the whole area, or several parts of the area. Just kind of separating it out from the dinosaurs, because, I don't know, I felt like that was a good thing to do. I thought it would make it a bit more interesting and less, uniform with everything else. I'm also going to try and give this area a bit of its own kind of style, you know? Make it look a bit different, use different trees here, try and do some different decorating things, different types of fences, all that kind of stuff, to try and get a cool looking product out of this. So hopefully it all turns out well. We'll, only time will tell what happens, we gotta actually build all this stuff first. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I can't remember what it was. Oh, so there are some, I think we still have like 6 other animals, maybe 7 other animals for the Ice Age area. So it isn't gonna be a tremendously big project. It should actually be a bit smaller, I would wager, than our swamp area we worked on for quite a few videos. Which I'm actually kind of okay with. I don't want to spend too long over here, but it is a nice little diversion from kind of the monotony of building a bunch of Hadrosaur and Ceratops exhibits like I kind of need to get to in the dinosaur section. But I've got some cool ideas for that too. But anyway, there are some cool ideas I've got for this area. In particular, I think the mammoths and maybe the Elasmotherium are going to have really interesting builds. I've kind of got those planned out already, actually, and yeah, I've got some cool ideas for that. As for the other ones, I've got some ideas here and there. A lot of this, I think, is going to take pretty heavy inspiration from, the Ice Age section we built in the Dinos world, which, I mean, I feel like that's fairly obvious. I would take inspiration from there just because, I did already kind of build an Ice Age park. It would be kind of weird if I didn't take some of the stuff from it. I will say another thing, though, and I kind of regret not doing this in this build now, looking at it, especially in the time-lapse. I was originally considering not putting very many fences in here at all, actually. And part of me just didn't even want to do a fence. I was going to do a mixture of a rock wall and then like a solid brick wall at the very back of the enclosure. And instead of doing all these fences we ended up going with. And I might end up doing that for some of the other animal exhibits. We'll kind of see. I don't know, I kind of just didn't end up thinking that fit very well with the style I'd gone for with this, and all that kind of stuff, but it still turned out really well, and I do think the whole exhibit really comes together at the very end. It's kind of funny, it's usually the thing with these builds that they don't particularly look great when I'm building them, especially like when I'm just kind of throwing blocks down to just try and test things out, see what looks good. About half the time I'm like, wow, this is garbage, and then we finish the build and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's all starting to come together. It's all starting to look really good and kind of get that vision that I was hoping for and all that. But yeah, looking really good. I did try and get a bit more height variation into the rock wall in this part, just because I feel like that's something I've kind of struggled to do really well in this world. I think a lot of it starts to end up looking very flat and very unnatural like that, so trying to introduce a bit of height variation, make it look a bit more real, I guess. I don't know. We'll see how well it starts to turn out. I mean, obviously, this will be connected up to more stuff later and yada, yada, yada. What was I going to say? I will say, actually, this doesn't have anything to do with this episode in particular, more just something I've actually kind of been surprised with myself with this project as a whole. And that is, usually in the past, when I did zoos on super flat worlds, I do like super flat worlds usually for building zoos just because it's a lot easier to deal with the terrain. There's no clearing I really have to do, it's just get stuff done. But usually I have a problem of they get very flat very quickly and they aren't very interesting to look at or build on. And I just have to say, I'm really happy with this whole park and the fact that it looks interesting regardless. Like we've done a pretty good job getting actual terrain built up here that looks good, that makes the pathways interesting, that makes the exhibits cool and interesting. And yeah, I'm just really, really happy with that. So that probably does mean at some point though down the line, the next wildlife park worlds will probably be on super flat ones. If anything, just because that should alleviate some of the issues I have had with previous zoos that were not on super flat worlds, aka the last one. Speaking of wildlife park, I don't know why I'm talking about that now. There might be a zoo starting sometime before the aquarium ends. I am still planning. The main plan is just to wait until the aquarium series ends, but we'll see. Also, I'm very happy that replay mod worked today. I don't know why it didn't work yesterday with the aquarium episode. I was really disappointed about that, but hey, this one worked, so I didn't build for an hour and not get any footage out of it. Also, I really like the roof on the building here. I think it looks really nice. And I think that's probably one of the best viewing areas I've kind of made in a while. As for the decorations built, also you can see me throwing a lip over the walls there because I kind of forgot that the Smilodons are a lot like the raptors in that they tend to jump a lot, and I can't remember how high they can jump. So I figured we kind of needed something so they hopefully don't get over the fences constantly. That being said, despite this, one still escaped because I forgot to put the doors in the enclosure, which you can see are missing right there, and I kind of forgot about that, so that's how we spawn them in. I think only one got out, but yeah, we makes new section to park, animals instantly escape. But yeah, as for decoration for this build, it is kind of similar to what we do, so you know, just bone meal, some cool little rock formations, and some bushes and stuff. I did switch out the trees this time though. Usually we've been going for spruce, but I felt like spruce was gonna kind of blend this too much into the dinos area, so I picked a different spruce tree. I think it's actually the fir tree from Biomes of Plenty, which I actually really found. I've never used it before, but I tried it out this time, and I actually really like it. It's kind of like a mix between the redwoods and the spruce tree. It's about the height of a spruce tree, but it's got the tree shape of a redwood kinda, so I don't know, it just fit really well, and it looks very much like an Ice Age kind of plant. I do also switch the biome over to taiga, so that's really cool. That gives it a bit of a different look, and I'm pretty happy with how this whole build turned out. I think it was pretty interesting to do. But yeah, that's all I really get to talk about for now, so I'm gonna let the rest of this play out. You guys can watch the rest of the decoration, and yeah, I'll catch back up with you guys to show everything off. All right, everybody, and here is the final exhibit. And I do have to say myself, this looks really good. I really am just happy with how this all turned out. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna quickly mention this is a different technically outro because the last one was super bugged for some reason, and I had to re-record this. But yeah, anyway, yeah, this is the final exhibit. It looks really cool, and I think this is a great way, like I said in that time lapse, to just kind of set this whole park up, get everything kind of moving, so that way we end up with a pretty cool final product. Yeah, I love that Smilodon. That one has to be my favorite out of them all, texture-wise. It's super cool, super duper cool indeed. But yeah, like I said, the actual design itself is kind of reminiscent of a lot of the other builds we've been doing recently. We've got the rock formations, the trees, the rock wall at the back, and a fairly bog standard fence. But also, like I said, I've got big plans for some of the future exhibits we're going to be doing that should really make them stand out from what we've got here. Hopefully, at least. Also, I forgot, I should really show off this, because you guys didn't really get to see this in the time lapse, but this is the entrance to the park, because I realized there was actually a sign that the mod adds in. I thought it looked really cool, and that'd be kind of fun to split this off from the main park with something cool like this. And plus we have a medieval palisade wall, kind of, well, actually not, maybe not medieval, maybe like Iron Age, Bronze Age, I don't know, some like early stone or palisade wall type thing. I think it looks really cool. It really sets us up as a different area. Speaking of which, since we don't really have that many animals, this isn't going to be a tremendously big area. It's going to be a lot like the swamp aquarium we kind of did a few episodes back. It probably won't even go too far this way since we got the T-Rex gate right there, and I kind of, for logistical reasons, probably should leave that fairly open. So we'll probably kind of bring it in along here. I do want to see if I can continue this wall actually around most of this area, because I think that'd be kind of cool, setting it off like a boundary. But yeah, like I said, we got cool ideas coming up. I do want to do some sort of special build for both the mammoth and potentially the elasmotherium, considering they are snowier animals, although technically elasmotherium did also live in savanna environments, so I guess I just kind of have to pick and choose which one I'd like to build. But yeah, overall, again, just really like this exhibit. I think it turned out really, really well. Very, very, very happy with it. Also, I like these new fir trees. I think I mentioned in the time lapse that, like, I like them because they're like a mix between the spruce and the redwood. Because they got like that kind of redwood style where no real leaves down towards the base, but a ton at the top. But they're more of the height of the spruce tree. I don't know, and I like the colors on them as well. I think it looks really good. But yeah, I think that's really all I've got to talk about today. Yeah, let me know which one of the animals you guys want to see. I might do another poll, just like last time, to have you guys vote for which animal we do next. But yeah, this was a really fun build. I hope you guys really enjoy it. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of the build down below, anything I could have done to improve it, or anything you think we should do next, or cool build ideas you may have as suggestions. There was a really cool one in the last, I think this was in the last episode, or it was on the mod review. It may have been either, I can't really remember. But to do a big aquaviary type thing, which if you guys aren't familiar with, is actually something a concept I've done before, which is a big aviary aquarium combo exhibit build, and that was a really cool idea. We might do that at some point down the line, not sometime soon necessarily, but some point, which yeah, that could be a lot of fun. Anyway, that's really, like I said, that's not really all I've got to say, so thank you all for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed, and until next time, guys, see ya.